Hey everybody, Josh Lopresto, SVP of Sales Engineering here at Telarus. Here for a good chat with Ken Mills from Epic IO. We're going to learn, we're going to talk, we're going to dive in. Ken, thanks so much for flying out and agreeing to do this.
Thanks for having me. Congratulations on the acquisition. Big news. Great to see the family expand and glad that we're a part of it.
No, exciting, right? A whole lot of stuff happening, right? The timing on you being here was interesting. Just great place, right? We're going to continue to grow. Welcoming in the TCG family. Really excited for how that's going to go. I think they're going to fit in great. Already excited. These guys are hitting the ground running hard. So couldn't be happier.
Yeah, good group of people all the way around.
Indeed. So, the point of today, we want to give everybody an opportunity to know you guys at a deeper level. Yeah. And there's some cool history here where people have known you from a couple different areas, and you've done a good job of kind of bringing all that together. So what we want to use today for is to dive in a little deeper in that, some of the history, where you're at, where you're going, how we got here. So maybe let's just jump in. There's Broad Sky that people might have known you as. There's connectivity in this. There's the IntelliSight family, and now all under the Epic IO brand. So maybe give us a little bit of history on all of that merged brands, the portfolio, and where that's at.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. You know, Broad Sky was a great brand, been around for a long time. The team did a great job building that brand, especially in the agent channel business. IntelliSight's been a great brand as well. Not in the agent channel business and really coming new to the agent channel is predominantly focused on the VAR community. But what we wanted to do was kind of bring it under a new brand and really get our new mission around helping make the world a safer, smarter, more connected place. And we felt that it was hard to do just as a Broad Sky company or as an IntelliSight company or as two separate companies. So the right answer was, although we love the brands, we love the history, is bring it under one and really come up with this Epic idea, which is really founded in our core values, which is really what Epic stands for. It's an acronym of our core values.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the trends. You've got great things in there, AI, you've got IoT, there's 4G, there's certainly 5G. So walk me through what are some of the market trends, the addressable market. What do you see from your perspective, right, as a provider of all this technology?
Yeah, I like to say we sell all the G's because they're all depending what phone you have, what day it is, you're going to get a different icon at the top. It's the market's changing dramatically. It's great to be part of it. We are really touching all the dynamic market changing opportunities in the enterprise. Right, the conversion from 4G to 5G, the addition of private 5G, the addition of growth of CBRS, the addition and growth of IoT as a primary enterprise application, the growth of AI and computer vision. I mean, there's all of these macroeconomic technology changes are happening at once, and we're really kind of bringing them all together in a meaningful way. And what we're really seeing from just a big market opportunity is 76% of all enterprise data will be IoT data in just a few years, right? I mean, that's pretty amazing. Not that long ago, it was all about video, and video has taken over the world. And sure, TikTok is probably super popular for any of us that have kids that are watching this, or maybe yourself if you admit it. But video is definitely big. But IoT data is taking over the world because everything is being connected. And you think about cars like Tesla, to intelligent machines, to robots, to your smart home, to your smart office. All of these things generate millions and millions of devices that have to be connected, which is why connectivity is so important. And then you have to bring that data in at the edge somehow, and then you have to add intelligence to that data and generate real value for the customer. And those are the big trends that we think are really exciting, and we're seeing more and more growth in those areas.
So with where you're at versus kind of what's on the horizon, right? All the different iterations of 5G. We know there's the flavor that is great for stadiums, right? The millimeter wave. There's the ones that are longer that propagate, that are going to be maybe more widespread. What do you look at as to how that changes what's possible for business, right? From your perspective, how do you see that playing or competing with some of the cables and some of the the DSLs and things like that? What kind of option does that open up for a business?
Yeah, we were very fortunate to bring connectivity and AI together in the early days of 5G. So under IntelliSight, we did one of the first 5G citywide deployments where we connected street pole cameras to autonomous vehicles for real-time collaboration between what we were seeing from a traffic system and what the car was seeing to interact and provide a safer street. So if a camera saw someone walking on a crosswalk, and it could actually tell the car real time, which is enabled by 5G and that ultra-wideband signal, signal that you talked about to stop before they got to that intersection, potentially created a pedestrian fatality, right? And so 5G and ultra wideband enables that. Do you need that same ultra wideband if you're trying to connect to an IoT sensor for long range connectivity? No, you're going to use a more mid-range band scenario. You might not even need 5G in that scenario, right? We can still take advantage of that great 4G spectrum for those applications. So being able to choose the right spectrum, the right connection, the right solution is really important for our customers. And as I mentioned earlier, right, they want to use all the G's for the right purpose, for the right time, and they want to make sure they're paying for the right outcome.
So you did a good job, I think, setting what's possible. Part of what I hope our partners always get out of any of these conversations is, okay, I want to understand a little more about what this supplier does, about how they're different, and about where they fit. So I would love to get into maybe just some examples of, and you guys, where you just recently came out for our engineering summit, you did a great job. There was a graphic that was up that really showed this huge city, and it pinpointed exactly all these different pieces of, we could put a sensor here, we could watch this, AI could tell you this, and so take into consideration that we kind of come from a world of the customers are bringing us a problem that we need to solve. So we're very used to saying, okay, this piece fits here, this piece fits there. So I think your portfolio opens up, we can solve some of those, but here's 35 other ideas that you can then go back to your customers with. So I'd love to get in from your perspective of some of the deals that you're in, right? Some of those AI, some of the IoT type solutions. Maybe walk us through situationally what that looks like and what some of the components of it are.
Yeah, the combination of connectivity, AI, and IoT coming together opens up, to your point, a whole possibility of new use cases. So we worked with a major utility as an example where they were having people drive hundreds of thousands of miles, before the crazy gas hike in prices, to check on these storage bins to see how full they were. They would drive for hours, open up basically look at the bin, say, nope, it's not full, drive to the next one. Someone would come in and fill it up. Someone would come in behind them and be like, hey, I thought it was empty. And it'd be a lot of frustration. They'd have to drive 3 hours to another facility. They wouldn't know if it was going to be empty or open or what the situation was going to be. So it's just a lot of cost, a lot of hassle, a lot of just bad process that is just the reality of, hey, we don't have the data. We can't see what's going on. So what we were able to do is work with that customer to build a connected solution through a combination of satellite, wireless is primary, and in even solar-powered environments where we were putting ultrasonic sensors to measure the fill rate, as well as computer vision to analyze utilization rate, when it was being utilized, how it was being utilized, by who it was being utilized, and all of that data so they can really do better route planning, optimization, and even better site planning so they can better maximize the utilization of the spaces that they owned. All of that's made possible by providing a connected AI IoT solution. Without all three of those parts coming together, the customer couldn't get the answer. And one of the things that I often talk about, and my team rolls their eyes at it because I say it so much, which I'm sure you have examples that you have as well, is that customers are tired of vendors coming to them with their Lego brick and coming to them with their piece of the Lego, right? I've got the cloud, I've got the connectivity, I have the sensor, I have the dashboard, I have the AI, I have this, I have that, right? This whole list of things. Customers, they don't want to do that, right? They don't want to build Legos. We've all built Legos. They're tedious and they end up not often being what you intended them to be, or you give up before you're done. And that happens a lot with enterprise IoT and AI solutions as well. What customers really want are pizzas. They want us to deliver a hot, fresh pizza with all the ingredients, all the logistics, all the process, all figured out, that you just open the box, you enjoy it, and you rock and roll. That's what customers are expecting from enterprise solutions that are scalable, and that's what we aim to do, and that's really what we've pointed Epic IO at, is really delivering those enterprise pizzas, as I like to say internally.
So do you find when you get into conversations, like for our side, from an engineering perspective, sometimes we're brought in when people know exactly what the problem is, and then other times we get in and we uncover those, and then we find all these other problems. What do you find, I guess, from your perspective, that if partners are watching this and they're listening, saying, okay, I understand this technology, I've got customers that this could apply to, what have you seen is the most beneficial approach to going back to the customers and saying, I can now offer these? Is it what business problems? Is it a technology conversation? How do you start that, or what have you seen is the most effective to open that?
Yeah, it's all about outcomes, right? It's all about what is the business challenge that they're trying to solve, and then being specific about it enough till we can put the right technology approach to actually solve it. So in the utility example, they didn't want to buy a sensor, they didn't want to buy connectivity, they didn't want to buy AI, they didn't want to buy solar panels, they didn't care about any of those things. What they needed to know was, tell me when this thing is full, and when it's about to be full, and when it's likely going to be full, so I could plan my route better, and I could use less people to manage it and save costs and do a better job and provide a better outcome for the business that I'm accountable for. Figure it out. That's what the customers come to us most often is that type of conversation. And when we approach it from that outcome first approach, then you really the technology becomes an afterthought. Like, is the value of what we're selling meet the need of the business outcome? Yes. What is the technology that's doing that? Maybe it doesn't matter, right? I can't think of a customer that we've done a meaningful outcome for that said, what sensor manufacturer was that? Or, what edge compute platform did you use? Or whose cloud is that on? Those are just not things customers ask when they get the outcome that they need. They're like, how much does it cost? Does it solve my problem? And can I count on you to do it reliably? And if you can answer those questions, they're ready to go.
And I would imagine too, you look at where we've gotten post coming out of COVID, you factor in the Great Resignation, you factor in just the shortage of people in all sorts of industries. I have to imagine this is a really fruitful conversation if you go back to your customers saying, hey, what problems do you have that you're trying to solve? What's the business objective? Mm-hmm. And do you have the people and the staff and the means and the tools and automation to help you get there? You happen to be sitting here screaming saying, we do all that stuff. We can help you with all of that. Yeah. So perfect alignment, I think, for you guys.
Yeah, digital transformation has been something that your partners have talked about for years, customers have been hearing about for years. It's here. Like, this is what they're looking for. And digital transformation, and a lot of times for our customers, means I had 10 people to do it, now I have 2. And how can I optimize this process and yet leverage technology to make it more effective? We're working with a theme park right now that they have 15 people that walk around the theme park to check if the trash cans are full. They can't hire those 15 people right now, so they're thinking, how can I leverage technology that I can use 2 people and have those other 10 people that I can hire do something else that I really need to provide a customer experience that's important, but still deliver the value of having trash cans that aren't overflowing and having an unsanitary space for our customers. So that's the challenge our customers are wrestling with, and that's where we come in and our partners can come in together.
Beautiful. Let's go back a little bit on your history with Telarus, the wireless, the connectivity side. What are other things that you're seeing? We talked about kind of a use case in really a smart city, that type of environment. But what other things are you seeing 5G and some of your connectivity options start to replace product-wise?
Yeah, we're seeing a great opportunity in wireless WAN as primary, and being able to leverage that 5G bandwidth to just, instead of having to worry about fiber and your DSL provider, your cable provider, or my DSL going away, or what's the timing of that, just going straight to wireless WAN as primary and delivering it very effectively. We're seeing solutions like remote work is obviously becoming, hybrid work is here to stay. Telarus is doing it, we're doing it, most of the partners here are probably doing it in some way. So how do you do that reliably? How do you do that securely? How do you ensure that when my customers are calling and they're talking to someone at their home, that the connection is an enterprise grade connection, and that I can make sure that it's connected securely back to my infrastructure? We're seeing a big growth in that. Obviously the POTS replacement, analog phone replacement, is a huge thing for customers as there's a lot of pressure to remove those copper lines. A lot of buildings don't even have copper lines as they're being constructed these days. So providing a IP solution that allows them to operate their business as normal without having to worry about those copper lines being there or not being there. So we're seeing a ton of growth and demand in those use cases.
Got it. So we've got, just to round that out, we've got sensors galore, business problems galore that we can solve. We've got connectivity backbones. We've got the primary wireless WAN. We've got the POTS replacement, all those things. There's a really deep bench of tools and products that I think you guys have put together through all these companies. So a lot of things there for partners to grab onto.
That's right. The customer wants to be more connected, safer, or smarter. You should come to Epic, and we have a solution for you.
So as we get to kind of some of the final thoughts here, you've got this well-rounded portfolio. Sometimes it's partners trying to figure out what provider do we have that does this piece, and they're trying to put this piece together and this in it. What do you see is the value in that, right? If your messaging either is to the partners that are watching this or even to the customers that they're talking to, what is the value from your perspective of Epic having all of these under your umbrella?
So our approach at Epic IO is really to have a end-to-end approach to all the solutions we bring to market. Again, the pizza analogy, right? Customers want fully baked ideas. They want fully baked solutions that bring all the ingredients together in a meaningful way that they can actually consume. And that's our focus. So whether it's a connected solution around wireless WAN as primary, or analog phone replacement, or any of the examples you might have for failover, continuity, remote work, all those examples, right? We want to bring all of the pieces to make that solution consumable as easily as possible for our partners as well as our customers, so that they don't have to figure it out on their own. We've taken that same approach with AI and IoT, and that's really where we've built our foundation.
So final thoughts here. This is my favorite part of some of these conversations, is the future, right? If we look into the, if you remember the Miss Cleo, remember the really sketchy lady you could call for advice late on the on the infomercials. If you look into that, that crystal ball, where do you see this going in the next 12, 24 months, right? What should people kind of be watching out for?
I think the explosion of wireless WAN as primary can't be under talked about, right? It's just people are looking for other ways to connect to their enterprise applications, and leveraging all the value of the 4G, 5G transition and having future-ready connectivity can't be undersold or under-discussed. We should be talking to every customer every day, because if we're not talking to them, someone else is, and they're going to make a decision with some other vendor, and we should get that business. I'm very greedy. I want only our fair share, which I believe is 100%. And we should be having that conversation every day. Pivoting to AI and IoT, right? If you look at Microsoft, or you look at Amazon, or you look at all the big vendors, edge is going to overtake cloud as the primary infrastructure for most way that communication is done. Again, think of a Tesla vehicle driving down the road, right? That's just an edge device with lots of sensors driving down the road. There's millions of those types of applications that are going to come out in the market that may not even be determined today. So understanding edge, understanding how sensors and AI play at the edge is going to be really important for our partner community. And we're going to see an explosion. We have seen an explosion in growth in those markets. And then overall, just the proliferation of smarter, more connected things. Look at our home, right? I mean, I put a new router in yesterday because the router I had was oversubscribed with devices, right? I had 130 devices because I have too many children and too many devices per child, right? And it just, like, my router could not keep up, right? So I had to get on the Amazon and Google and read all the reviews for which router can handle so many connected devices, right? So that is not going away. That's not slowing down. So having solutions that can stand the test of time and scale needed as devices count grows is going to be super important for our community and our customers.
Awesome. Good stuff, Ken. I think that brings us up to the end. I appreciate you coming out and doing this. It's been good to chat and good for everybody to kind of get to know Epic and everything that you guys have.
Yeah, we love our partnership with Telarus. We love the agent community. It's new to me, but I can't be more excited about the potential. I've said this to our team many, many times, that I believe the agent community is going to be the way that our company grows, and the way that we hit our targets, and the way that we get out to the market in the most meaningful way. So I can't be more excited about our ability to partner with Telarus and the channel.
Yeah, we love it. Love the way that you guys are leaning in. Love the way that you guys are investing, getting out to events, getting in front of partners. So channel friendly. Excited for that. So really appreciate the partnership.
Yep. Thanks for the time.
Okay, everybody. That wraps us up for today. Ken Mills, CEO from Epic. If you have not met your Epic channel manager or anybody from the Epic team, I encourage you. There's so many products in that portfolio. Go check it out. And if you're not having these conversations, somebody else is. So thanks for tuning in. Till next time.